So okay, in this video we'll be seeing the cross-site request forgery. In short form, you can call this as CSRF, or you can also call this as CSRF. So let's see what this is about. This is a web security vulnerability that allows an attacker to induce users to perform actions that they do not intend to perform. So let's see what this is about. Here you can see this is the URL of some website / email change, and email parameter is equals to this one. So that means the user should be logged in, and if the user have requested this email change request with the email is equals to this one, then the user email gets changed. So this is normal functionality any website can provide the user to change the email. Now why does this is a vulnerability? Now let's see. It has the relevant action. So we have this relevant action, changing the username or changing the password, etc., or even buying some products in the shopping cart. So that any important action. Cookie based session handling. So the verification of the user does only for the cookie based. So upon seeing this cookie, the website identifies that you are the correct user, and it will directly do the action without checking any other things. And no unpredicted request parameters. So these are simple parameters. So just email is equals to this one, and your email gets changed. So here this is the request. You can see here the post request to email change, and the cookie is the this one session, and the email is equals to this email. So you can change this to attacker email. So what you can do is you can craft some form, so HTML form. So in that form what you need to do is you will be putting the automatic form submission whenever user visits their website. So upon on behalf of that user, the post request will be gone to email change and this email, our attacker user. So upon victim clicking the link, the email, our email will be set to this particular website. So here this is possible because of no save margin policy. So I am this website portspeaker.net. If I am going to fill up a form that is sending some request to say twitter.com, and it should not be accepted by twitter.com because we are sending as of this portspeaker.net. So that is one of the thing. It is if there is no save margin policy. Also there is no mechanism to identify the user except this cookie session. So obviously if you gonna click the link in the browser, you simply automatically the cookie will be added and the request will be sent on the behalf of a user, because you will be always logged in, and the cookie will be stored like in for a month or so. So the attacker, what attacker does is he will craft this request. So here you can see this HTML form action is equals to email change. So this is the email change, and method is equals to post. Input type is equals to hidden. So we are just putting the hidden input field, and name is equals to email, value is equals to this one. So this is the name is equals to email, and the value is this attacker email, and we are just simply submitting whenever the user opened this HTML form. So document.forms of 0, that is the first form, dot submit. So we are directly submitting. So let's go and do the lab to get much more understanding about this CSRF attack. So here what you need to do is this request will be different for different websites, right? So you need to construct this HTML form like a phishing link. So what you can do is you can Google for CSRF POC generator GitHub, and here you can see this is the first one. This is very simple one but also very helpful. In the Burpsuit Professional you will have this POC generator for the CSRF, but we don't have this Burpsuit Professional, so I'm going to go with this one. I have already cloned this. So you will have this index.html. So that you can open this using Google Chrome. So on the left side you need to paste the request, on the right side it will create the HTML form for you. So this is the website for the lab. So let's go to this. So what they are asking is there is no check for this changing email functionality. So click on my account. So we will be logging into this Wiener and Peter. So click on login, and here there is the email changing functionality. So let's capture this first and click on update email. Now you can see this is a simple post request. There is only one value in the cookie, that is session, and the direct email. So if we craft some phishing link and the user will automatically open the link, then the session cookie will be automatically added to that request and the email gets changed. So if you turn off this intercept, and you can see the email has been changed to admin@gmail.com. So what we're going to do is copy all this request and paste here. So this is very simple POC. I think you need to change this value to this pond@eviluser.net. I don't know, you can try other values. So this is the form, so you can copy this one. So let's say nano poc.html, Google Chrome poc.html, and now you can see I don't need to submit at all, but let's open this with Firefox and proxy intercept on Firefox poc.html, and here you can see whenever I click on the actual link, okay, so okay, my bad. So what we are going to do is, so you can see automatically the request has been sent. So we'll be modifying this one, nano poc.html. So we'll be removing this submit, and it will be like automatically submit. So let's say script documents dot document dot forms of 0, that is the first form, dot submit. So it will be automatically submit whenever you open this one, Firefox poc.html. So let's capture intercept on. Now let's go and enter, and you can see whenever I open the link, the request has been automatically sent on behalf of whatever the user has been logged in this Firefox session. So automatically this session cookie has been applied for this request, and here you can see the same session here. Okay, we should go to this and click on session, and you can see the same session. So it's like whenever you click on the link, the automatically the request will be sent, and you can edit this here, pond to red. So you can do like this, and now you can just simply intercept off, and if you go to this, refresh this page, and you can see the email has been changed. So this vulnerability arises because of no proper checks for the important actions the web server of important functionality the web server gives you. So to exploit this, so this is the exploit server. So what this exploit server does is, whenever you click on this deliver exploit to victim, a victim will open your link on behalf of that user. So char POC.html. So copy all of this and paste here. So this link will be automatically opened by the user and deliver exploit to victim. So after, you can change this value to your email address. So you can just password reset for the user. And now you can see we got this conversation inside the lab because the victim has opened our link and got his email changed automatically to this pondeviluser.net. So this is CSRF, very critical one. If there are no proper checks for the actions that are going to take place in the website. So these actions can be of any type: changing email, changing password, buying the products in the cart, etc. So all these things should be properly checked whether these users are legit or not. And we'll be also discussing the CSRF tokens. So you can see these are like random tokens. So I will explain this. So these are the randomized tokens. You can see here these are stored in some input fields or some comments or etc. So even these can also be sent as a response header, like CSRF token is equals to this one. So these are randomized for every request. So whenever client gets logged in or not even also logged in, first sends the first request, server generates a random token, and this will be given to the client by the server. So the client should send this CSRF token to the server for the next request. So then server will check in its database whether this CSRF token is valid for this particular client or not, and then if not, it will ignore the request. So we built this POC, right? So in this you need to send this one form to user. So we cannot guess this random token because on the user side the token will be different and we cannot intercept his request to see the token. Okay, and also the token will be valid for only one request response. Okay, so you can't guess some value with the CSRF is equals to this one. So that's why CSRF tokens can be used to prevent CSRF attacks. And also these you can also create your own account on the website to understand how the CSRF tokens are getting generated and transporting from client to server, etc. So once the CSRF token is validated, then the server will accept your request and will generate a new random token. Again the process repeats until you just leave the server or you stop requesting the resources. So this is how the CSRF tokens work. So this algorithm used in the CSRF token should be very strong, otherwise if it's predictable, and then we can also use the brute force attacks.